Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the game between Tampa Bay and Virginia Tech. As you can see, having the TV off for a bit did not fix the lines at all, which has me very worried for future videos. As Tampa Bay starts off by having Randall run the ball. He's lost 20 yards on 6 attempts. I think in like 3 of those attempts he's gotten sacked. So, here we go. Third down at 10. They have to go. They gotta throw the ball here. You know, you got star wide receiver, and all that. Back throws, but he gets hit while he's throwing it. So that's not going to help him out at all. And here we go. Another punt for Tampa Bay. Can they be able to stop Virginia Tech from making this a 3-possession game? If you can hold them to a field goal, that's alright. You'd prefer, though, to have them go 3 and out. And decent return, I want to say, down to like the 43, 44 yard line. 42 yard line. Okay, I gave that return a little bit more credit than it should have. So, decent starting position if you're Virginia Tech. Not so decent if you're Tampa Bay. Virginia Tech steps back, throws. Wow. Wow. Matthews just threaded that in there. Meanwhile, his receiver was able to hold on to the ball while getting drilled. Down to Tampa Bay's 36-yard line. Davis with the catch. See, Tampa Bay has more plays, more yards, and more time of possession, but yet Virginia Tech has more points. And off the lane. Who gets stopped at like line of scrimmage, I want to say. The game's giving them a yard, so they're down at Tampa Bay's 35-yard line, which would mean if they were to go for a field goal, this would be like a 52-yarder. Can they trust their kicker to make a super long field goal? Hand off the lane. Tackled in the backfield. I think that's a 1-yard loss. Yeah, 1-yard loss. Now it's 3rd and 10. Remember, Tampa Bay was just in this situation. 3rd and 10. 2 for 9 for conversions on 3rd down for Tampa Bay. 1 on 0 for 6 for West Virginia. Yet they're somehow winning the game. Step back. Throw. Caught down at the 14-yard line. Wow. Take it down to get your first conversion on 3rd down. Game's going to 13. Yeah, as you see, Matthews 4 for 8, 57 yards. You have to throw a touchdown, but also you have to throw an interception too. And off up the middle. Got down to the 8-yard line, I want to say. Yeah, 5-yard run, that's down to the 8-yard line. This could end up becoming a 3-possession game if Tampa Bay's not careful. Fullback run, and for the touchdown. Now that was a little bit of a surprise right there. And here's the thing, if this starts to get like big blowout kind of crazy, like the Oklahoma State and Georgia game was, then I'm just going to do what I did there and just do the halftime show and then post-game show. which I might just start doing that for these key games in general, just doing a halftime and like do the pregame, halftime show, and then the postgame show because those are actually getting some views compared to these compared to these longer videos. I mean, I like doing the commentary for the entire game, but if these aren't getting any views, I mean, might as well just stop. Up, we got a return. Juke. He loses the ball, and Virginia Tech recovers. That's the fourth turnover by Tampa Bay. So yeah, I think all momentum is starting to go, and that's the third fumble too, as well, which is crazy to see. 3 fumbles in one half, man in motion, but that was probably just to get a blocker. As Lane gets 4 yards right there. Second down and 6. Toss play. Gets back to the line of scrimmage by the looks of it. Third and 6. Looking to throw. Sacked. But we got a flag on the play. It's probably a holding call. Holding on the offense. And Tampa Bay is doing the rare thing and accepting the penalty, which I don't blame them. That's going to push them a bit deeper on the field. 1 for 7 on third down conversions. Definitely send back pass. Heaves it deep. Incomplete. And there's no pass interference. So this is probably going to be a decent field goal here. And the kick is good. Now it is a 21-point game. Drive ended with a 45-yard field goal. Which, if you're Tampa Bay, this is not what you had envisioned heading into this game. Another return, breakthrough tackle, but gets down to the 18-yard line. First and 10, step back, throw, tipped, and incomplete. Second and 10, steps back. I don't blame him for going deep here. A diving catch for the first down. As Randall's gotten 24 attempts. Like, that's crazy. Now, they have no yard. They have negative yards for passing. Well, for rushing. Another throw. Caught. That's good. Good idea to be doing. Just passing the ball. Catch them off guard. That's their 8th first down for the game. They're trying to catch up. That's what they're trying to do. They're just trying to catch up. Steal 4 catches for 31 yards. And if I'm Virginia Tech, I gotta try to hold them to a field goal. Randall actually getting yards on the ground. A first and goal attempt. 15-yard run by Randall. That's actually crazy. And yeah, I don't blame the momentum meter for having Virginia Tech lose a good amount of their momentum. They just let a quarterback that shouldn't be doing too much scrambling, actually scramble. You know? And off. Fumble! But thankfully for Tampa Bay, they recovered. They can breathe a bit of a sigh of relief as they just kept the ball from going into the hands of Virginia Tech. Fumble? Wow, they are not doing so. As Randall recovered the fumble for a 7-yard run. Well, for a loss of 7 yards, but I think I'd rather take the 7-yard loss. Oh my god! Third fumble in a row, but this time, third time was the charm for Virginia Tech to get the ball. Yeah, I'm guessing last night in this universe, there's the Lightning all decided to go see Halloween. And they're living in a nightmare right now because they decided to also buy a lot of popcorn, and they go from a potential scoring opportunity to now having to be on defense afterwards. Lang gets tackled for a 2-yard loss. So that's probably not the best of ideas right there. Third and 10. Step back throw. Launches it. Caught. First down. Hokies. As that was not the best of times to give up a first down. Yeah, now Tampa Bay's back to the negative 21 rushing yards. And Virginia Tech, I think the key for Virginia Tech is the fact that they've actually been able to keep it even for the yards. You know, keep Tampa Bay guessing whether they're passing or throwing. play action. Pass. Wow. Wow. This is just not. That is the moment now where you just decide, just hang it up, try again next week, because that was a tip pass that, look at that, off the hand of the defender, right in the hands of Davis. Like, how? Like, at that, like, that's one thing about football is the fact that something can go as simple as a possible turnover turning into a touchdown. Although if Virginia Tech does score one more touchdown, I'll go ahead and stop the recording here because I'm not going to have y'all sit here and continue to watch this constant destruction of the Lightning. It's now 4 possessions. Yet Davis with the luckiest catch off a bounce I have seen in this game so far. And yeah, with the Mickey and Boston College game, I'll do the whole. That'll be the start of just the pre-game, halftime, and post-game series. Choosing to run it out, not a smart idea considering you just got taken down at the 18-yard line. .745 left. Okay, now Virginia Tech now has more yards, which works out well for them, I believe. Throw. First down, Lightning. I don't blame them for throwing the ball, trying to move it downfield, all that. Trying to get back into this game. Clawing, fighting, scratching, doing whatever you can to win. Quick throw. And I understand them doing the quick throws and all that. Trying to do what you can to gain some yards. Man in motion. Oh! Oh, wow! A double pass right there. Now that was impressive. I mean, I do get on to teams for trying to get cute when they're losing, but hey, that worked out really well for you. Jones with a 33-yard completion to White, 3 catches for 89 yards for White. And off to the running back, slip through one tackle, gets the first down, 11-yard gain. And Tampa Bay, they're trying to fight back. As they've got the yardage possession again. But getting yards is all well and good, but the problem is, you can't win games if you don't score. Like right there, touchdown after the throw. That is probably one of the most impressive throws I have seen ever, because he somehow released that while getting hit and it got caught for the touchdown. For them now to be only down 38-17. Like, that's crazy. That throw that was caught right there, that was like, I know I was saying that Tampa Bay should try to hang it up after the completely random throw that got caught for a touchdown for Virginia Tech, but they're proving this day in it by having a throw that probably should have been incomplete or an interception caught for their end, as Virginia Tech just takes the knee in the end zone for a touchback. 6.5 minutes left in the half. Tampa Bay is down 38-17. Man in motion. And off up the middle. 11-yard gain for the first down. Here we go, set back throw. Incomplete. I thought that was actually caught for a second. But Carr drops the pass for the incompletion. Which is no problem. It's 2nd down and 10. And off up the middle. Pretty good gain right there. 6 yards. 22 carries for 95 yards for Lane. 3rd and 4 now. Both teams have only converted twice on 3rd down. Toss to the outside. Bounces off defender, but gets tackled for no gain. Now what you wanted to have happen to you if you're Virginia Tech. Having to punt, fair catch called, and thankfully it's just bouncing into the end zone for a touchback. Shotgun formation, we've seen this a lot from Tampa Bay. Quick throw, caught for a 5-yard gain, I want to say. 6-yard gain. So Randall has now completed 6 passes in a row. Five minutes left in the half. I understand, taking a bit of your time because it's, excuse me there, it's the first half, you still have some time. Steps up, throws, caught for the first down. Lightning. Yeah, 20 for 31, 261 yards, 2 touchdowns, but that one pick, that was the pick 6, that kind of started the whole snowball effect for Tampa Bay. Steps back, goes around, throws it, tipped, but thankfully is incomplete. Yeah, 5 sacks, 18 hurries, and the 1 interception. And I think that 1 interception hurts them more than anything else. Shotgun formation, 5 receiver set, steps back. Fumble recovered by Virginia Tech, and Virginia Tech just can't. Virginia Tech just seems to be in the head of Tampa Bay, it seems like. Because that is now the 5th fumble for Tampa Bay. Like, how do you respond to fumbling 5 times? Like 5 fumbles. First and goal for Virginia Tech, and like I said, if this gets to 5 possessions before the end of the half, I'm definitely gonna, as Virginia Tech scores yet another touchdown, I'm gonna just go ahead and stop the recording, do the halftime show, and then just do the post-game show. We're 4 minutes away from the end of the quarter. Kick is up. Kick is good. 45-17. All Virginia Tech has to do is just score one more time, and I'll just stop the recording here and focus more on the halftime and the post-game show. Caught at the 1 yard line. Tampa Bay's trying to put up a fight. I'll give them that. Tampa Bay is trying their best to put up a fight. Is it enough? Maybe, maybe not. If they can just stop turning the ball over, I can definitely say they have a chance. Steps back. Okay, they're just ruling it in a run, not a sack. But either way, it's 2nd and 13. Down at the 20-yard line. Steps back, throws it. Caught by Jones. Who now has 5 catches for 109 yards. I don't know why Tampa Bay's up halfback direct, and that directly went backwards. Castillo with his 4th tackle of the game. He's got a sack and a forced fumble as well. Second and 12. I would definitely say this would be the time to pass the ball because you're down by 4 possessions. Jones catches it, first down, Lightning. As Randall now has 304 yards passing. 2.5 minutes left in the quarter. Play action. Drilled as he throws it. But a quick completion is better than an incompletion. Second and 5. Steps back. Throws it again. Tipped and nearly picked off. Looked like it was about to be picked off. But at the end of the day, it just falls harmlessly to the ground. Third and 5. I mean, they can make a field goal from here. That's not a problem. But caught for a first down, though. "17 first downs for Tampa Bay. Yeah, 50% in the red zone, which is not something really you should be proud of. Throw, caught, first down. Are they going to run a hurry up here? They're 3 yards away, actually. So they could just go into a running formation and just run it in. Question is, will they actually do that? Nope. Gonna try to throw it to the end zone. I have no idea why. I don't know why I tried to throw it into the end zone when the answer is pretty simple, it's just running it in. Put a man in motion, put him back in motion, hand off up the middle. Sullivan loses a yard. Steps back, throw, picked off in the end zone. Is this gonna be a long pick 6? The 30, the 20, the 10, touchdown! And that is the longest pick 6. 103 yards. That is insane. A 106 yards for the pick 6. And, well, I mean, considering the fact we only got a few minutes left in the quarter anyways, I'm gonna finish the quarter, do the halftime show, and then do the post-game show, because apparently there was pick 6 in that Georgia and Oklahoma State game where Georgia returned it for a touchdown for 99 yards. Now we got a new record. As we have Virginia Tech kicking off yet again. Oh, he looked like he was about to go ahead and return one all the way for a touchdown. Tampa Bay's only got one touchdown left. Oh, one touchdown, one timeout left. Look at me with all the sports knowledge. I formation. They at this point. Okay, I don't blame them for throwing the ball. You're down 5 possessions. But at the same time, you're living and dying by the pass because you've got 300 yards throwing and like 2 touchdowns. But oh, he got drilled as he threw right there. That was some weird throwing animation right there. $36. Well, this video's been going on for 36 minutes. But a nice 69 seconds left for this game. Play action. And Tampa Bay's trying to come back. Can't blame them for being resilient. And if I'm Tampa Bay, I'm just looking to try to get some points on the board to end the game. And a third pick. Thankfully, this one's not a return for a touchdown. So yeah, this is basically like game, set, match. As Minucci's got his second pick, and he was the guy who returned the first pick for a touchdown. So yeah, if I'm Virginia Tech, definitely just keep the ball on the ground, kill clock. No need to try to do anything fancy because you already have the win, essentially. And they're trying to pass the ball, but gets sacked by Sullivan. But, you know, keeps the clock ticking. That's all that kind of really matters. And they call a timeout. Why are you calling a timeout when you have a 5-possession lead? Seriously, some of these head coaches, I question their decision making. Why are you calling... I mean, I understand it's like a 2-minute drill, essentially. But when you have a 5-possession lead, you're about to make it a 6-possession lead right here. And they get the first down all the way down the Tampa Bay 14-yard line. My question is, why are you choosing to pass the ball and go and hurry up when you have a 5-possession lead? Like, this coach is not looking at the scoreboard at all. Running hurry up with a 5-possession lead. Throwing it with a 5-possession lead. Okay, they're calling timeout with 4 seconds left. But seriously, if you have a 5-possession lead, what's the point of running a hurry-up offense just to make a chip shot field goal? Like, it's coaching decisions like these where it's like, me being the head coach of McNary Central makes me want to put these teams on my schedule. And it's like, oh, you want to make a bad coaching, you want to make a stupid decision late in the game or late in the half when the game is already out of reach. First, it was Navy with that unnecessary scoring of the touchdown when the game was already dead and buried. Now it's Virginia Tech running a 2-minute drill just to get a chip shot field goal when you're already up by 5 possessions. I was about to say, unless this kickoff returns for a touchdown, that's going to be the end of the half. So we now have approached halftime with the score being Virginia Tech 55, Tampa Bay 17. And I am going to try to pause this for my halftime show. There we go. So I will go ahead and work on that right now.